Gale nearly got a flick on that.
Can he put it into the path of Latterline? He's thinking about going himself. Latterline and Latterline! Oh, that's a wonderful goal!
They want to Benjamin. Just holding off of Benjamin, twisting, turning, that's
It's Liam Henderson to deliver. David Gray has scored.
Hello and welcome back to Down the Slope. We're recording on the back of a nice, comfortable Saturday afternoon at the end of what was another quiet and uneventful week following Hibernian Football Club. We have a full house. Craig, Harry and Liam are with me. And Harry, I trust you're doing well.
Mate, you know the rules. Hibs are good, Harry's good. I think since our last episode, there's only one important game that we've played, so it's good we've only got one important game to talk about.
Craig, how's things with you?
Oh, good, mate. Nice, happy, stress-free weekend.
Liam, you don't like to be asked how you are, so enjoy yourself on Saturday afternoon.
I did actually. I thought it was quite an enjoyable Saturday afternoon at Easter Road. I had your company for a change, different perspective on the game. So I know it was all good.
I'm just happy that he didn't say a right or a wrong perspective. You know, we'll just leave that. We'll just leave that there.
Just a perspective. You make some good points at the game, and you should maybe try doing that on the podcast sometime.
So what is it? When I'm watching the game, I'm like, and then I forget everything, you know, for 48 hours, and then I try to remember it all at the last second. But yeah, look, we were all chatting about the game before kickoff in our WhatsApp chat with a good few other Hibs fans, and you know, some people obviously were a bit nervous, not nervous, but a little bit downcast going into the game, obviously on the back of the Derby defeat, which for obvious reasons we're not going to talk about. But I think probably all four of us though were kind of expecting what we got. Like I was very much looking at the game going, Hibs are actually a good team. St Mirren aren't a good team. Hibs are going to win this game. Was that? I know Liam, you were the same. Craig, Harry, was that how you were approaching it?
Yeah, defo. I was, to be fair, I wasn't too disappointed with the performance midweek. Obviously, the results absolutely shite, but going into the weekend, I felt very confident. To be honest, St Mirren have looked a pretty bang average side recently. And I was kind of the mind 3 points is the only outcome. So, happy.
Harry, there was probably a couple of notable surprises. Well, maybe I don't know if it's surprises is the right word, but how were you feeling about the team selection? You obviously had a couple of big players back in there, and Jamie McGrath and Warren O'Hora in terms of the season as a whole.
Yeah, for sure. 3 Irishmen starting for Hibs. Couldn't tell you the last time that happened, but that's a bit of fun. One Hibernia and Hibernian. But yeah, no, I think there were 3. Like the thing I liked about Saturday is there were so many good performances to talk about. Like I think that we'll likely go through almost everybody in the entire team and say how good they were. I think for the most part, different people had different man of the matches as well, which is always another good sign of good performance. But the big one I was excited about was Elding. Obviously, he's only made a couple of one cameo off the bench so far, so it was really good to see him get a start and make his mark on the team.
It was 3 changes overall, Liam, with Warren O'Hora and Jamie McGrath coming back to starting after featuring in the Derby post injury. And Harry mentioned there, Owen Elding came in for his first start as well. I was surprised by that, to be honest. Were you?
I think everyone thought if there was going to be a change, it would probably be Suto that came in. Hat tip, by the way, to Hibby Keith on the Hibsnet. I got more than one DM about him pointing out that I would nail his pronunciation and make sure that I got it right every time. So thank you for that. But I think Elding, you know, he probably, you know, well, he wasn't used at all in the midweek fixture before then. Showed some bright glimpses against Rangers, and I suppose followed up with what I'd probably describe as quite a promising performance on Saturday. And you know, took his moment in the game really well. So encouraging. I think Suto will continue to get minutes, whether that's sort of off the bench or you know, maybe in the future weeks coming to the starting lineup. But it's good to be in a position of game where we've got options in that attacking field of the play, because for a period it felt like we were it was Bowie and one other, and we were there was a point where there was a couple of them injured as well, where we were sort of struggling almost to name two centre forwards. So good from that point of view.
I'll get anyone feel free to come in, but from my point of view, Hibs kind of just took control of the game really early. The midfield, I think Chaiwa, Barlas and McGrath very early in the game just got right on top of St Mirren's midfield, and whilst we didn't score until not too far ahead of half time, it was a very comfortable and commanding first half performance, I felt, and on another day Hibs would probably have went in multiple goals in front at half time. But I think that all came for me from that midfield and the balance. And I'm curious. I'm trying to think of a game that we had more control in this season in that first half. Jen, that's the best we've seen the midfield play this year?
In terms of control, I actually thought maybe Falkirk away when we drew 2 each in the first half. I thought we had unbelievable control there and created more chances in that game. I thought we were really, really good the first sort of 20-25 minutes of the weekend. And then I just thought we had a 5-10 minute spell where it was in danger of, my timings might be wrong on the 20-25, I can't remember exactly, but we had a short spell just before we scored where it felt like it was in danger of drifting a wee bit. And there was maybe a wee bit of frustration coming from the stands. It started to maybe go a wee bit stale. And I think the goal, to be honest, came at a perfect time for us, right? Not right before half-time, but before half-time, and just gave us that wee lift going into the break, because I think it was maybe starting to feel like it could have been one of these days where it was going to be quite a frustrating afternoon, especially these ones. The longer it goes without a goal, the more St Mirren and the more motivation St Mirren have to sit in. And I think that goal just gives us that freedom to play a wee bit more, and then obviously means that St Mirren at some stage do have to come out for it. Obviously we got the second goal before that actually sort of needed to happen, but the first half was good, and it, like you say, I think probably the key word is control. We completely dominated it, and to be honest, I was quite surprised Barca got man of the match at the ground. He was good. Don't get me wrong, he was good, but I personally, from my viewpoint, I just thought Chai was the best player in the park. His energy was unbelievable, and to be fair, quality to go along with it. I was saying to Harry, he's like one of these guys, and I don't know if I've said it on here before, but if he's ever played 5s or 7s, and some guys just manage to like bundle through tackles and somehow keep the ball at their feet. And Chaiwa had done that so many times at the weekend. There was a number down on the right in front of the West and on the touchline where he should absolutely be losing the ball, or it should be hitting off him and going out for the throw, but somehow he's just managed to get a good touch on it to keep it in. I really enjoyed him at the weekend. I thought he barely put a foot wrong, and to be honest, his energy was the thing that impressed me the most.
I think if you're talking about total control, I think the two games for me this season stand out. It's the 4-0 home win against Livy, where, to be honest, we just completely, ran over the top of them. And then the very sort of comfortable, functional 2-0 win against Dundee at home earlier in the season as well. Probably take the last 10-15 minutes out of that in terms of total control. The one theme that's consistent through all those games is that Barlasser and McGrath started both of those games as well. And it's kind of become a bit of a trope that whenever Barlasser plays well, Hibs play well, but he does seem to be quite a key factor in that. And I did think he had a good game on Saturday. Contrary to Craig, I actually thought the standout on Saturday was Jamie McGrath. I thought Jamie McGrath, through all facets of the game, where he was coming a bit deeper to come and get the ball, rode through tackles in a very different way to Chaiwa, not with brute strength, but with skill. There was one where he managed to evade sort of 3 St Mirren players, consecutively. It was incredible, just with really good footwork. And Barlasser, again, his passing was good. He did some of the dirty side of the game really well. But I think those two for me really stood out on Saturday in terms of the levels that they found against. Though you have to caveat with it was against a poor team. I mean, they have really fallen off from their cup win, and players like Killian Phillips, who were doing a job for them before then. I actually forgot he was playing on Saturday. I think I said, turned to you at one point and went, "Oh, there's Killian Phillips." Like it was just so comfortable for Hibs on Saturday at points, which made Stephen Robinson's post-match comments even more baffling.
Oh, mental,
His assessment of games is it must just be when he plays us, because I hear people talk about how fair he is as a manager. I think his assessment of games when he plays us is absolutely wild most of the time.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was crazy, Harry. I know. I'm going to come to you with a wee question, because Craig's highlighted Chaiwa, Liam's highlighted Jamie McGrath. I said to Liam as we were leaving, it was literally, I think we were going down the stairs to go get towards the bottom of the stand. I thought Barlas had head and shoulders been the best player on the pitch, and it was almost like that way. When the commentator says something that you've just said 2 seconds before, I was like, "Ha, perfect." But I thought Barlas was outstanding at the weekend, and I think he'll probably always go under the radar versus Chaiwa and McGrath, because Chaiwa's more all energy, McGrath's more impactful in the final third, so that will always grab your attention. But what was really noticeable to me about Barlas's performance, and it must be a setup thing, spent a lot of time when Hibs had the ball sort of in that sort of left centre back position, which then freed up Jack Iredale and Nicky Cadden to play a little bit higher up on that side as well. But also gave Barlas room and time on the ball to actually pick passes out with that sort of, like, the midfield was congested. St Mirren tried to pack it. Hibs are free in there. Like, I thought it was really good. But what?
So you've said, Harry, I've got a question for you.
Yeah, I said I'm coming. I said I'm going to come. I said I'm going to come to you with a question, because, well, my point was going to be, we've all individually highlighted a midfielder. So who would you actually give the standout to? When all three have got a vote each, if you like.
He's on a booking, He's on a booking. That's a yellow card.
Oh my
wasting.
Well done,
time wasting.
I do think.
Sorry, I didn't realise we were allowed to talk about Chaiwa and McGrath and then not. I've said I'm going to come to you with something.
Like, you're blaming it on me. Those are the two laughing. What have I done wrong? Fucking hell. I do think the three of them had a good game. I was going to put some jabs at Barlas, but I'll leave it for now. He did have a good game for himself. I was on the same boat as, I think who you're with does sometimes impact. That me and Craig were both really impressed by Chaiwa. I thought he was really good. He'd done a lot of the things that we say about Mulligan, in the sense of just bringing so much energy and being everywhere. Like, to coin the cliche, he covered every blade of grass, guys. But I do think he was really good on and off the ball.
But he was good for 60 minutes. Like, he had his last 10 minutes before he got subbed off was suicide football.
Can I add some balance on the Chaiwa 11 as well? He ultimately did basically concede St Mirren their two best chances of the game through sloppiness in possession. I mean, the pass that he plays in the second half, which put us in real trouble, and a better team probably capitalises on that. And then the other one, which in the first half, which I don't think he's fully at fault for, but he should do better up against Gogic. Gogic comes to press him, and ultimately he just coughs up possession because the ball comes a wee bit short. I do think for some balance, it wasn't the perfect display, I don't think. And in another day, you're maybe looking at it very, very differently if they score from one of those chances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think these are picking negatives there. I think Salinger looked like he was bored that he's not against a shite team. He got to make a wonder save, fair fucks. And then
both passes should never go to him, though, by the way. Both passes should never be going into Chaiwa. The wrong balls.
Oh, no, it's just the one in the second half.
I don't think I think you've got to recognise a player's ability and when a player is not at his best. And I'm not trying to disrespect Chaiwa, but I don't think that's his game running towards his own goal, putting the ball into him with a player at his back. I just
be stronger. Just be stronger.
Just didn't miss
the
ball.
Being strong. I don't think that if you're being intelligent on the park, I don't think that's the right ball to play to there.
Fine. Fine. I think he should.
He should have done better.
Can I caveat what I'm saying with? Can I just caveat what I'm saying? And that it is absolutely still his fault. I don't want to get that confused. I'm not.
Craig, you're nearly coming off the fence there, mate. Calm down, Jesus.
Shut up, you
another player, and instead of picking negatives, I think a player that we have been negative on in recent months, but in this entire season, because he's not been at his best, but I thought he was brilliant. Jack Iredale, I thought was really good defensively, and going forward, he was surprisingly really good as well. There was some nice link-up play down the left the entire game.
It was an Iredale today on Saturday, Liam, wasn't it? It wasn't an Iredale.
No, he wasn't Iredale on Saturday. It was back to Jack Iredale, which I was pleased to see.
We'll bring you. So we've come to the conclusion. I don't know if you have listened to watch Sports Scene much this season. There's one commentator it's Jack Iredale. So me and Liam decided on Saturday if he's having a howler, he's Jack Iredale, and if he's playing well, it's Iredale. That's good. That's like how long bangers are doing. How many A's does McGrath get if he plays well? That's going to be our thing, all right? Jack Iredale versus Jack Iredale. But I think Harry, that's 4 games on the spin now that you've probably seen Jack Iredale back to his. I think this last couple of weeks he's been a lot better. Is that because? So I mean, I commented to Liam at the weekend as well. Like that's last season's back 3, and they all looked entirely comfortable with each other. Obviously, Hora didn't play every single week last season with Miller, but I do think it's interesting that now again, St Mirren didn't carry much threat themselves, but I thought the back 3 looked entirely comfortable with each other, and perhaps do you just stick with that going forward? Obviously, injuries in the short term are going to dictate that, but if a Hanley's available, do you think he comes back in? Anyone?
If Hanley's available, does he come back in? Yeah.
I'm just curious because he didn't. Now forget, when did he get injured? Was it against Rangers?
Yes, it was at Easter Road, definitely.
So he played a part in that clean sheet, right? Okay, because we've not kept loads of clean sheets recently, and I just think I just thought the defence looked 100% comfortable with each other at the weekend, which I'm not sure we've felt a lot this season, but just at times it's been a little bit stop-start, maybe. I don't know, but I mean, at the end of the day, until I don't know what Gannon Anger's injury is in Hanley, I don't know how close he is, so there's 3
doesn't sound close because they're saying like he's still definitely out. It's like he's one of the definite outs, so I would imagine he's not like within touching distance.
See just while we're giving players lots of pats on the back for good performances against a really bad team. Nicky Cadden on Saturday. Just I know it's just what Nicky Cadden does, so you maybe take it for granted, but their right wing back.
Nicky Cadden of old.
Honestly was been having nightmares about him on Saturday night. It was like genuinely every time he faced them up, he went by him or he got a cross in. He was just very, very good on Saturday, and
Sorry,
was that Craig?
Sorry, I thought you were finished.
No.
I was just going to say, who was it that somebody on here said that Nicky Cadden never takes a player on?
I've been fairly consistent saying he doesn't really, but also commented to Liam at the game at the weekend that I love when he tries to. Sometimes there was a situation in the first half where the space was there for him inside. They were showing him inside, and he tried to knock it around the outside and get it. I love when he cuts inside because they absolutely sell out to stop him going down the line.
He was up against Colin McMenamin, who I think is whenever he plays against us, he either plays in the 10 or he plays sort of high and wide.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's a natural wing back. So he would have fancied his chances on Saturday. I mean, Colin McMenamin plays fairly well against us consistently for St Mirren, but is an absolutely attribute-less footballer. Like just no pace, no nothing. Just like I just think that's tailor-made for Nicky Cadden to basically take him on every single time.
I just love when he cuts inside. Like he does it, and like you say, he wasn't up against a sort of natural defender, but I think too often he's not too quick to get the ball in the box, but it's just he defaults to get the line, and then I mean on numerous occasions in the first half, and obviously for the goal in the second half, he takes what's on offer inside, and it pays dividends. But look, we spoke a lot about the midfield, but midfielders didn't score goals. Owen Elding, that is a fucking outstanding header. That like his movement to get across, like when Barlasser crosses the ball, he's beyond the back post, and when he heads it, he's beyond the front post. It's outstanding. He had a chance before that, Craig, where he kind of lashed at a volley off from a quick free kick. And I think Liam commented at the time, being like, you don't want to go game and game without scoring. I think getting that header and scoring that goal will be massive for him, and I've seen there was a lot to like in his overall game as well.
Again, I liked his energy. I know I maybe develop a bit of theme of the type of player that I really like, given they all are full of energy and full of running. But that was one thing I was impressed, but also he met it with quality as well. I thought his link-up play was pretty consistently good. He took the ball well on a couple of occasions under pressure and put it out to the wing-back or out to Iredale. I mean, his goal's just a bit of class, isn't it? The run, the ball's good, but for me, it's absolutely more about the header because he has so much to do there, so much to do. The movement's excellent on his toes, and you can actually see him. I don't know if it was the Sports Scene highlights, or maybe the YouTube ones, and he's pointing, telling them to do the short corner. He's shouting, asking them to do the short corner, and then makes that wee dart and run. And the header's it's unbelievable. It's really, really top draw finish. And what I like about that one is you can tell that's exactly what he was trying to do. The way he sort of pulls his neck back and just redirects it. He doesn't even put any power on it at all. He just absolutely redirects the ball, uses all the power on it that's on the cross, and plants it in the corner. So, like you guys
the proper striker's goal, isn't it?
Like, it is, mate. It is, but that's what strikers do. They move like that. They move in the box and they sniff out opportunities, and they're in the right area to pick up these things. So hopefully, can use that going forward.
And Harry, not to be outdone, Ante Suto comes off the bench, and I mean, he too finds himself exactly where you'd want your striker to be. Do you know, like Nicky Cadden gets to the byline, and Suto doesn't hang back at the penalty spot that I think we've been guilty of a lot this season. He finds himself in the 6-yard box and does enough to get over the line.
Aye, but if you ever go to a football game with Craig, just hope that those types of goals don't happen, because Craig is always the most adamant that they are not goals, whether it's a close offside or whether it's just over the line. Craig will always be like, "Nah, guys, it's definitely getting disallowed."
It was miles over the line.
I don't know about miles, mate. I don't know about miles.
In the grand scheme of things, it was miles over the line. Like, it wasn't tight.
A goal. Yeah, no, it was nice. It was just really good football again from that left-hand side, and then Suto done, as you said, right place at the right time. I feel that's what I was kind of expecting from Collegiate at the start of the season that we never really saw. So yeah, no, I was happy that Suto was kind of filled in that gap, and I'd like to see him start soon. I don't know if Celtic Park's the right place to start him, but I would like to see him in the mix soon anyway.
I think you could make an argument for him starting that next game. I'll be honest, I mean, I like Dane Scarlett's touches on the ball, but I haven't actually seen him do anything in the final third yet. So, if we're going to go to Celtic Park and have any chance of getting something, we're going to have players who are going to do things in the final third. There's what I'm definitely seeing with this Hibs team is that the signings that we've made in January, I think we've got more ways in which to win games, and I boil that down to, I listened to the Hibs fan who's on the radio. I forget, Andy Jeffy, I think his name was, on Saturday night, and he was talking about some of the play being really predictable and quite basic. I think was his take on things. It was, if Barlaser or Nicky Cadden wasn't on, we didn't score goals. I'm not sure I entirely agreed with that sentiment, but I do see kind of where he's coming from in some respects. I think having now an option down the right-hand side and Felix Paslak, who should have scored on Saturday, really, to be honest. I mean, it's not a sitter, but it's somewhere approaching a sitter. I think we've now got an attacking threat down the right-hand side that teams will need to be wary of. He's also, by the looks of him, got the ability to come inside and give you an extra man in midfield, which we've not had that in Cadden or Canal Megwa. I don't think either of those two could be trained. And I was going to come on to say, I think we'll score a few wing-back to wing-back goals this season, with either him or Nicky Cadden arriving at the back post, because I think they've both got the quality to get a strike away first time on the volley, one of those ones with the crashing at the back post. He's not the biggest, but he's certainly got that quality. And then I think if you look through the middle, and look, we'll be a better team when Josh Mulligan comes back. That's just a fact. But when I think we've got more options to the middle, Craig's promised me that Josh Mulligan's going to score some goals this season, so I look forward to that happening at some stage. And McGrath and strikers as well, who are getting into the box. I think Jamie McGrath has got that sort of final pass in him. He's got that, hopefully, see a bit more from him in terms of kind of open play goals as well. I do think just the way things are looking now, we've got different options, different styles, and different ways that we can get the ball into the net. It's not relying on a Nicky Cadden ball in from the left-hand side and someone getting their head on it or a toe on it or whatever.
I think as well, like with Paslak in the team, you're you're not necessarily losing out from having a Warren O'Hora instead of a Lewis Miller at centre back. Because they themselves are actually that attacking threat. Whereas I think too often this season, when it has been O'Hora and Chris Cadden, that right side has kind of just been a bit null and void when we've had the ball. So and Nicky, keeping Nicky Cadden fit as well. Do you know, like that's the thing. Like, it's all very well and good saying if we don't get the ball to Nicky Cadden, we don't score. Let's get him. Let's hope he stays injury free for the rest of the season, and it'll probably be his most consistent run of games in his Hibs career. I think if he was to stay injury free as the season came on. Harry.
I just wanted to throw out my favourite thing about Paslak. He actually had a really good performance. I meant to mention him, but he doesn't challenge for balls in the air. He just shoves people, and he gets away with it every time. And it is just so fucking funny seeing him up against 6 foot plus players and just literally 2 hands shoving them, and the referee be like, "Fair enough, mate."
As a taller gentleman, I never really learned this, but as a smaller player, you're told just to lean, and that he does. I noticed him doing it in the derby. He leans, rather than goes for it, and I think. What else do you want him to do, eh? Like against the land of Giants.
He's got to use what he's got. He's got to use that. That's maybe a wee bit of the experience as well coming out that he'll have learned that over a long career so far, that he just needs to use what he's got.
Do you mind Lee Griffiths playing up front for Hibs for a while when we used to shell long balls up at him, and that's all he used to do. It was just lean and then wait for the ball to go past the centre half and then try and run round and get it. Like, what else?
That was literally one-man army, though. That was Lee Griffiths' take on whoever came up against Hibernian.
Lee Griffiths and Matt Dunn.
Jesus.
Owen Doyle slept on a little bit, I think, that season. Maybe a little bit better than what people...
Oh, see, now you mentioned Owen Doyle's name. I retweeted it yesterday, but did you see his comments about the Elding move? What did you make it?
I thought it was really interesting. Just... I think the number one thing was he was talking about his physicality and stuff, and I do think the league is stronger now than when Doyle played in it as well. I think there's probably a great I think the level of quality is high. I think Doyle came to Scotland probably almost at its lowest point, maybe where money wasn't exactly where it should have been and stuff. But it's promising. I think when you see people that have done the jump and made the move and stuff, I think it's massive. And obviously he made his Eldon made his comments himself after the game, Craig, about how he wanted to come and he knew he wanted his next step to be somebody who could play first team football. And I think that's massive when you're bringing in a player that's 19. Like, you're not talking like a Melkerson where it's going to take 6 months to sort of settle in and get going.
I think it's just an encouraging attitude apart from anything. That's how you want to hear young players talking, is that they want to play and making the right moves early in their career that's going to give them a more sustained and a better chance at a sustained period of time at a high level. Because you see a lot of these guys will maybe make the move down south to the academy teams and then just sort of drift out of it and don't really make that much of a career. And I think probably you find that, well, certainly I've found anyway, through watching Hibs, that a lot of the players that maybe go out on loan or go and play lots of games basically when they're young tend to have a better career going forward and a more sustained period of time at a better level, rather than just flash in the pan and then they're back down the leagues or back into Scotland or whatever. So I think that, or hopefully that attitude is something that's going to help them going forward and stand them in a better stead and give them a better chance of having a career at a higher level.
I just wanted to maybe take us back 5 minutes there. Liam was talking about the squad and the different options that we've got going into games and being able to vary it up a little bit. We've obviously sort of played 3 games post the window, and the Rangers game was right as the window closed. Is that right? I think 3 of the new players were in for the Rangers game. A couple of weeks post window now, Harry. How are you feeling about the squad? Do you think we've got a better balance to it now than before the window?
Yeah, for sure. It's just a shame we didn't have this kind of squad composition at the start of the season. I guess it's one of those but the thing is, we've had 3. I know the Hearts result wasn't great, but I think the performances since the new boys have come in has definitely been a step up from what we've seen before. And I think that if we were to have 3 games on the spin where we looked poor, then we'd probably be feeling the opposite way. So for me, it looks definitely at the moment like we've got a better squad going into the latter half of the season. And I just hope we can go on a run. It's mental to think that this time last year, after 27 games, I think we had 2 points less last year than we do now.
Right.
Is that right? It's around that, which is absolutely crazy to think, considering like how good we felt this time in the run that we just started.
Yeah, Craig, just same question to yourself. How are you feeling with the squad currently and the different options we have? Obviously, Harry and Liam have shared their thoughts.
Positive. I think we've added a lot of depth in attacking areas clearly in the window, and obviously there's not much more I can say, to be fair, than that the attacking options off the bench are a lot more encouraging than they were before. And I highlight probably the attacking options because I think that's probably the thing that we've bolstered the most. And you are looking at the bench and at the squad in general, and thinking, we do have a really decent chance in a game when we need a goal. We've got guys to look at that can come on and make a difference. You've seen against Dundee United the impact that the subs made. Nicky Cadden was a sub in that game, I think, wasn't he?
Yes.
So he comes on, Suto gets the winner, Nicky Cadden gets 2 assists. Suto comes on and at the weekend there and gets another goal off the bench. So I mean, the proof's in the pudding. It's that the evidence is there to suggest that the bench is stronger now.
Had a couple of comments in the live chat around maybe expectations for the end of the season. Jay Stars mentioned that he thinks we'll finish 5th, and do we think that's a good season? Maybe pose 2 questions, and we'll just go around the table. We'll start with yourself, Harry. Where do you see the rest of the season going for Hibs, and whatever that outcome is in your mind, do you think that would be seen as a good campaign?
Mate, there's points left. It's mathematically possible. Title charge has never stopped. For me, I just want us to win more games. Like I think realistically, we're not going to fall out the top 6, and I think that Falkirk showed that they're a good side, but I don't think that they're going to be able to compete with the top 5. So for me, I think that 5th should really be the minimum. I think it's just chasing the rest of the pack as closely as possible. I don't want to put a position on it. I think performances will dictate. Like the other day against Hearts, like if we put in those types of performances and against Rangers, when we drew 0-0, if we put in those performances against those teams and we don't come out well, we end up finishing 5th, but we're showing good football, then I won't mind it. But if we look like we've shat the bed and we finish 5th or even potentially 6th, then I'd be annoyed, if that makes sense. So for me, it's less about the position, it's more about showcasing what we can do going into next year.
Yeah. Liam, same question to yourself, and just for your benefit maybe and Craig's. 17 points from the final 11 games would better last season's points tally.
Aye. So I'm right in saying we're 5 points better off at this point this season than we were last season. Yeah, 5 points better off, and our goal difference is 10 goals better. So, if you look at it in terms of season to season, it's definitely an improvement. I see someone's made the comment we played Motherwell twice. I think that's important when looking at where we can get to this season, albeit there's the danger that game would potentially be flipped post-split, because I think it may be one of the least contentious flips that you would have is you would flip Motherwell and Hibs, and we would play them away 3 times rather than 2 occasions. I do think that would be quite a big disadvantage to go in if we were sort of chasing them down for 4th place. I think it's possible. Do I think it's likely based on how things are at the moment? No, because Motherwell don't concede goals, and I would arguably, over the course of the last sort of 10 to 15 games, have been the most consistent team in the league. So I think it's unlikely, but I think 4th should be the target. That should be the stretch target. Securing 5th as a minimum, I think, should be. I disagree with Harry slightly. I don't think Falkirk are going away. I think Falkirk will continue between now and the split to pick up enough points to be in touch with us. I think they were very, very unlucky on Saturday, by the way, with the decision. And I think that did ultimately change the game against a fairly poor Dundee United team, who we only just managed to dispatch, a week and a bit ago. So I do think that sort of we'll have one eye behind us and one eye in front of us, basically. But I would like to think we'll at least, at the very least, close the gap to Motherwell.
Craig, will we finish on more points? Share your overall thoughts, but 17 points from 11 games. Do you think we'll finish on more points than we did last season?
I was trying to work out just when you were saying that how many of those 11 games we need to win. Obviously, six gets us that out of that. I don't know if I win 6, but that would. I think we need to get a few points in this next wee run that's coming up. We do have, I think, a few of them are away, but they are beatable teams. So I think that we've got a half decent run fixtures coming up and a few winnable games. So need to get some points on board before the split, obviously, because I think every team that we play after the split is going to be highly motivated, as they are just now. But they're highly motivated with a bit more quality than the ones that we'll be playing over the next few weeks for the most part.
Yep.
So force a possibility that we need to beat Motherwell. We need to. If I play them twice, we need to win one and draw one at least. That's the minimum. But I think you're probably more likely looking at 2 wins against them because they do look very, very solid just now. And to be honest, I actually expected them to kind of trip up on a wee stumble before now, but they don't really show any signs of doing that. So I think it'll be difficult. As I said, sort of start to the middle of the season that I thought we were going to end up 4th or 5th, one of them. And obviously people will be sick of me and particularly saying this, but I think obviously context does play a massive part in the feeling around the club at the moment. But I think that down slopes of Europe. I think that once we move towards the latter part of the season, if we can beat Motherwell twice, it's on. But I'd be surprised.
Harry, that's a good plug there. Just plug the Warsaw vlog. It's still very much relevant. Well, look, you've all given your thoughts. I do think we'll better our points tally from last season. I think we've got 6 games before the split, 2 against top 6 opposition, 4 against bottom 6 opposition. I think whatever you think about Hibs this season, we've been pretty consistent against the bottom 6 sides, winning more of the majority of them, and I think we will do that. You know, if I'm being totally honest, I think we will probably win all 4 of the games pre-split against the bottom 6 teams. It's just I just think that's what our season has been. If I'm being totally honest, even the last week or so, you sort of you win the 2 games at home against the teams you should be winning, and you kind of trip yourself up in the game in between, and we've never really found that momentum. And I think you could potentially see that actually again. You know, maybe obviously you've got Celtic Park, then you've got a couple of games you want to win, then you play Motherwell. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's sort of where we go, and then we'll see what happens in the split. I think
just to ask, given a lack of consistency over the season, what is it that suggests to you to think that we could win those 4 games?
Well,
consistent?
For a start, I think if we win the 4 games, it's not consistent because I'm not sure we'll get anything at Celtic Park. We then beat Dundee and Livy. We'll then see what happens at Motherwell. We then beat Kelly and Aberdeen. Like, I almost think that actually encapsulates our season, where you win 1 or 2, and then you drop points, and then you win one, because we are. It's not
4
like
out of 6 doesn't encapsulate our season though.
Well, it does for the
taking into account the opposition, it does to an extent, Craig. Like to an extent, we
played Dundee twice. We beat them twice. We beat Livy. We've played Livy, taken 4 points off them, taken 4 points off of Kelly, and we've taken
1
6
point
off Aberdeen.
6 off Aberdeen, 1 point off Motherwell. I think
and
4
a point
wins
off Celtic.
4 wins and a draw in those 6 before the split gets us very close to 4th, in my opinion.
And Motherwell's run of games basically beyond this week. I think if I'm being honest, we probably need Motherwell to drop points either against St Mirren, Aberdeen's in the cup, but I think we realistically want them to drop points in the next 2, which would be a slip up. St Mirren and Dundee United is their next 2, but their split literally starts after that. Their last 4 games of the season, of the non-split, like before the league splits, is Celtic, us, Falkirk, and Hearts. So it's not like they've not, after the next 2 league games, they've not really got any shooty ins, as I like to say. So they will drop points, and I just think if we've got 4 games that we should win. I don't particularly care, and we have, but they are the games we've been winning generally this season. Like I just think that this run of games, would it surprise me if we win 4 and lose 2 of the next 6? No, because that's fucking exactly what we've been doing all season. Like beating the teams we should and no doing enough against the teams in and around us.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Last time we played Kilmarnock, we were 2-0 up and drew 2 each. Easter Road.
It's not the last time we but
Easter Road.
like we're going fucking like 8 months or something. Like we just popped them.
I know, but you're talking about a whole season, not just recent.
Yeah, but so you're taking 4 points out of 6.
All right.
I don't think we need to hear any more about this.
What's going on? My
projections
summary of
this
the season,
season.
if you want my summary of the season, is it feels. I'll send it to you guys in the group chat. It feels like a very like what if season. Like it feels like we've had so many moments in which we could have taken positive momentum forward. We just didn't quite get it over the line. Like we just missed out on group stage Europe. Like both derbies away from home, we just got beat in the last minute. Like when we looked like we went 6 unbeaten, then we got pumped off Falkirk and lost in the last minute to Dunfermline. Like all those little things is what made what on the like looking at it out of context with the table is if you take Hearts away from the top position, it's an all right season. Like the season's completely fine. If you'd said before the season, Hibs are finishing 5th after finishing 3rd, and you're in the mix for 4th and potentially 3rd come the end of the season, like you would probably take it before the season starts. So for me, I think you two should put the handbags down, take a deep breath, and we should move on. There we go.
I think it's crazy.
Just it's not an opinion. If it's a fact, if we won 2/3 of all our games, then we'd be top of the table. So
Aye, but we're taking.
But that's not mathematically.
Though,
But that's
as
not
well.
mathematically what I'm saying. Like
it's
It's
course
no
if
show
we
you're
won
working
2/3
here,
of games,
boys.
we're in
Come
a
on.
better position. I think we all know that. Like, but I just anyway, this is fucking dull as fuck.
Aye, come on.
That's the best point Harry's made all night.
Aye, we lost. We've lost him. I'm on cabbage and he's dropped off. But we've lost
Oh
him.
my days, thank you for that.
All right, we can still hear you, Harry. We can still hear
Turn
you.
my camera off. What the fuck?
Shut it,
Sorry.
Specky.
We'll mute him now. Right. What have we got? We've got Celtic at the weekend. We're interested in games. Celtic are winning games, but they're winning games very late on. Liam, you mentioned is it a game for Suto and Owen Elding to lead the line? But one thing I did think was interesting. Scarlett's probably got the best link up from what we've seen of the Freedom, and do you need that striker to be able to hold the ball up and get you up the pitch at Celtic Park?
Nah, probably.
That last 5 minutes has just chucked you. You're like, I can't be arsed anymore. Listen to these two idiots.
by the way, Suto absolutely ragdolls Trusty. He takes him for a trip like on Sunday. I think that would be a big battle that would be quite easy for him to win if he was up against him. I think he'd get a number on him.
Craig, so Jay Star says Celtic are beatable if we pick the right 11. What do you think is the right 11?
Salinger, you want me to name the whole thing?
Go for it, and then we can tell you why you're wrong.
Right. That's really nice, mate. Salinger, O'Hora, Rocky, Iredale. Why is Abir fit? I don't think Abir's going to be fit. Nicky Cadden, Paslak. To be honest, I'd probably go much the same as the weekend. Just I would put Suto in for Scarlett.
Hey, you were right. Well done. You were right.
What?
Well, that's the right team. Well done.
All right, thanks.
Congratulations.
Boys, this is ridiculous. We're playing against Celtic at this point of the season. I want to see up front Dean Cleland, Logan Jimenez. I want Adam Buckley in midfield. I want Freddie Owens in goals. I want Lewis Gilly at the back. I want everybody rested. We've got big games ahead, and Celtic Park is not one of them, boys. Okay.
Harry, we've just presented a comment on the screen saying Suto's shite because he only scores against bottom 6 teams. That's how it works, isn't it, Harry? So
I thought my bit about wanting to lose the game was funny. Oh well. But mate, he's not played enough against what you got, top 6 teams.
I think
do we not put sample size in this pod? Pardon?
It's a dig at your Barlaser comments, mate.
Aye, and Barlaser's still not proven that he can do it against. Why are you wanting to dunk on Barlaser? I don't understand why you try and bring it out of me. This is goading. See, I'm being nice to Dan tonight. Chris,
Harry,
yeah,
can I
back to
ask
Chris. Can I
a genuine question? Because we obviously were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. Me and Liam had different views from you and Craig. You do want Hibs to win at the weekend, right?
It's one of those ones. Like, obviously, if we win, I'll be happy. But if we lose, it's not a game I'm going to be devastated at. Like,
You're looking for a yes or no there.
I'm not answering silly questions.
Do we look happy?
Exactly.
Right. Well, anyone want? Does anyone have anything to add on Celtic Park?
Nah.
No.
Nah,
You know what I want?
it's the game that I am genuinely always the least excited about when it comes round in the calendar of the league fixtures. I'm like, just get over and done with.
Agreed.
From a performance perspective, I would like to see us get a few shots on target. I think the main issue that we've had against teams in the top six is we just don't seem to generate many chances at all, especially in the games that we're losing. So I want us to see at least a few chances. Would be fun.
We've done well at Celtic Park earlier this season. Came away with a very well-valued 0-0 draw. I thought we were good value for it. But aye, Liam, you want to? Well, actually, sorry, we'll do a quick score predictions, shall we, for the weekend's game? Craig,
2-1 Hibs.
Harry,
Mate, if we're going to win the league title, we need to start picking up points. I'm going to say 3-0 Hibs. They'll be shattered after Europe. There we go.
I genuinely think Hibs are going to go along the M8 and get a point at the weekend. I think it'll be 1-1.
1-0 Hibs.
Where's Ewan's insults for the draws? Because that's all I've been getting every week here.
You
Because you picked them
draw
every
against Celtic.
week.
And I get it correct.
Right, Liam, you want to finish us off with a little quiz, I believe.
It's very short. We're going to be over and done with very quickly. Harry asked the question at the start of the podcast. Did you remember what the question was?
Oh, Irish players.
Oh, right, yeah. So the last time that we had three, is this what the answer is? The last time we had 3 Irish players?
Well, it's not the answer, but it's the question.
Right, so we've got... Should we just start throwing Irish players out there and see who we get?
No.
Can you give us? Can you give us like
it's not the question. It's not the question.
Can you give us? Can you give us a decade? Oh, sorry, it's not the
this
question.
generally only
Sorry.
works if you listen to the question. Otherwise, you just stop talking.
But
Harry asked the question at the start of the podcast. He asked, when was the last time 3 Irish players started for Hibernian FC? And I've gone away and done the research on it. And I'm going to give you the date to help aid your memory. I'm going to ask you to name the 3 Irish players that started on that date. It was the 4th of April, 2010.
Jesus.
Just going to put a wee disclaimer out there to say this might be wrong, but this is the last time I could find. That's what I've been doing for this episode while you were bitching amongst yourselves.
What was your man? The
Liam
right back,
Miller.
Paddy?
Liam Miller's correct.
Oh.
Anthony Stokes
Anthony Stokes is correct.
and Patrick Craig.
Fuck off.
I was actually going to name Patrick Craig when I said name random Irish players.
You're an
Well done to you. And
You're an absolute sicko for getting that right all in one of that. It's genuinely, you need to spend less time reading this.
Right, no, wait, I'm not done. What was the date?
4th of April
2010.
2010.
Oh, so it's just before the split. No, I don't think I'll get
Robbie Keane scored the only goal for Celtic from the penalty spot, if that helps.
Liam needed to get that off because if you'd named the game, I think Liam literally would have just. I was
hoping it was going to be like a split game because that's the year like the 6-6 and then drew it and then went.
Mike got it as well, by the way.
I've seen that.
Mike in the comments, Mike got it.
And that is quick as your boy though.
Gimp.
I'm a fucking loser.
I'm so unsurprised that Ewan was the one that got that ahead of me and Harry.
I'm sorry. I should. Would you have got there?
I'm being honest. I don't think I would have got Liam Miller. I would have got Craig and Stokes after a while, but I don't think I would have guessed Miller.
You could have sat me here for 3 days and I still wouldn't have got any of them. So I'm glad you did.
Oh, well, that ties in nicely, Liam. Given we were at Celtic Park, or was it Easter Road?
It was Easter Road. Sorry.
There you go. Well,
We tried.
Can I finish us maybe on one little? How bad is
You
that
want the
Easter
rest
Road?
of the team?
No. How about? Ooh, aye, that'd be fun. Aye, let's do that. You still got it up,
Aye.
right? John Hughes'
Comes
goal.
Rain
Let's
Man.
go. Graham Smith.
No. First name's correct.
Okay, Stack. Oh, this is the game when he went in the huddle?
I think so. Aye.
Right back. No, I think centre. Bamba play centre half.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Hogg.
No.
Nah, he was still hanging about at that point.
The
Feel
rest of
free
the
to
back,
chime in.
the rest of the back
Radin.
four, you've got two. In the rest of the back four, you've got two Scotsmen and a Frenchman.
It's less exciting when he gets them wrong.
No, you chip in or not.
Thierry Gattuso. There you go.
No.
Nah,
It was just good to see as well. Not
good to see. Gattuso was Italian money.
Did Riordan play up top? Was Riordan and Stokes would have played probably?
There was a front three though.
Nish.
Correct.
Oh God.
Witherspoon, maybe was he in right back at a point in time? No.
No.
Nah, I think I'm tapping out on the back.
So the midfield three was Craig, Rankin, and Miller.
Right.
So you're missing two Scotsmen and a Frenchman from the back four.
Frenchman's really thrown me, Liam.
Has Kev got it right in the comments?
Paul Hanlon play.
No Hanlon, but Kev's got it right in the comments, Harry, so don't look at the comments.
Sorry. How can he be right? I said fucking Hogg.
Oh, so you're looking at the comments?
Well, you're looking at the wrong
second guess.
I said I tapped out.
All right. So the back four was, I presume, just looking at it, would have been Bamba right back, McCormack and Tico in the middle, and Ian Murray at left back.
There you go.
Jesus.
Well,
the bench had some belters on it as well. So the bench was Graham Smith, Lewis Stevenson, Danny Galbraith, Scott Taggart, Abdesalam Benjaloun, Alan Gow, and remember, another Irishman. Last one, another Irishman on the bench.
Did you say Curtis Byrne?
No, I didn't. And that's
Alan O'Brien.
Curtis Byrne.
Saying Danny Galbraith's name, the mad thing. So earlier that season would have been our last one at Celtic Park. Is that right? Because it's still Danny Galbraith's goal.
Correct.
And you were there that evening, Liam, weren't you?
It was 2011. That was no. Oh, you might be right.
Black kit. Stokes scored, so it would have been that season. Scored for Heater. I'm a fucking gimp. Honest to God. I hate myself sometimes, but hey. No, I was just going to finish on how bad was that Eastern Road pitch? You could see the undersoil heating pipes and everything. Thank you very much for joining us again. We've kind of lost the run of ourselves for the last 10 minutes there, but it was thoroughly enjoyable.
Last 10 minutes?
Last 4.5 years.
We've never had the run of ourselves.
We will be back next Monday, regardless of the result at Celtic Park, and hopefully it's a positive one. Cheers.
One Hibs.
Bye.